Welcome to the channel, and thank you for joining us. This is it, the final chapter of an unforgettable month-long motorcycle journey across the USA and back home to British Columbia. Over the past 12 episodes, we have traveled thousands of miles, ridden some of the most scenic byways, explored stunning geological formations, and stepped into the past through ghost towns and abandoned places. The changing terrain, architecture of the cool old signage along the highway, the aging old motel sign with quite a few abandoned and old businesses along the highway are a reminder to what was and what will be. In this final episode, this is the push for home from Oregon to BC, and as well, we will look back at the highlights to reflect on the best moments and relive the challenges and triumphs of the journey in our photographs. And if you're just joining now, there is a whole series waiting for you. The fearless GS has ridden everywhere, and it's been pretty awesome. So, camping last night, fuzzy face, maybe you'll shave.
Nope.
And we are at this really cute little place called Fireside Hotel? Campfire Hotel, that's what it is. And totally fun. They apparently do have a campfire. And we're in Bend, Oregon. Room is cute as can be. I love the extra quilts. Hello! And I think should be a very, very nice night. Nice warm shower. Although where we camped last night was pretty awesome. And they had showers there as well, which was awesomely good. But they had bobcat, bears, they had a lot of different animals around. Nothing like the electric fence to keep everything away for a nice quiet night's sleep. Anyway, over and out. Morning, Johnny. He's gonna put his hat on. And we are all ready to go on the next leg from Bend through Oregon, and we're just leaving the Campfire Hotel, which was absolutely awesome, right?
It was fabulous, actually. It's really kind of groovy.
This trip has been about connecting with the land, uncovering history, and embracing the adventure of the unknown. Along the way, we've experienced the incredible diversity of the American landscape, from the towering red rocks of the Southwest to the misty mountain roads of the Pacific Northwest. This trip has been about more than just a ride. It's been about discovery and the freedom that only life on two wheels can bring. We camped under open skies, met incredible people, and visited family along the way, making memories that will last a lifetime. We pulled over to have a little bite at a local restaurant at Mill City Grill. They were wonderful, and then continued along to ride across the Detroit Dam. Just taking a look at the Detroit Dam here in front of us. It was really kind of fun to ride over it. It's a pedestrian only, and they didn't seem to mind us riding the motorcycles across. What a bike. 10,000 kilometers so far, I believe, thereabouts. And it has just been an astounding machine. Loving it. Everything about this bike has just been awesome. Woohoo! And enjoying the colors of fall as we head into the Pacific Northwest. This is one of my favorite times of the year. At night, it starts to get a little cooler, and the mornings are crisp with the bright fall colors surrounding you. It's breathtaking as we ride closer for home, and a reminder from 2 years ago about the same time when we rode across Canada and came back home in early October. It's such a great time to be on a bike, and if you've been riding along with me since the start of this trip, thank you for being a part of this adventure. It's been a beautiful ride from the 20 to the 22 across the Cascades in Oregon with the gorgeous views and quiet roads. And tonight we are headed to Hillsboro to visit my Auntie Burl. She's an incredible woman, a strong woman with so many talents that I truly admire. And we are really looking forward to spending time with her tonight. As we ride across the Washington Bridge after a fabulous evening, it was quite a late start. And we are heading a little west then north before we ride towards Packwood, through Ellingsworth, Yakima, and Mount St. Helens. We've had a few sporadic raindrops with clouds, but it does look like a straight shot home will be quite a rainy ride. So again, we are going to head inland a little bit, and it may be colder in the passes, but it should be a lot drier through the U.S. Okanagan. Winding our way on Highway 12 to Yakima, the plan is to stay at Hotel Y for our last night. Why? Well, 4 weeks ago yesterday, this is where our trip started on our first night. And, of course, in our very first video, we stayed here and I called it Hotel-y. Yes, I did. And it's actually Hotel Y. So here I am to correct it. And why? Because I'm a bit of a dumbass with my pronunciations, if any of you haven't noticed, which I'm sure you have. So I'm here to pick on myself. You can add that into the comments as well and poke some fun at me. I'm all good with it. We just stopped for a little fuel as we are in Ellensburg. We stayed in Yakima last night, and as we got into town through the Cascades, it was a really nippy 6 degrees Celsius. That was quite something. But it's only about 9 this morning, so it's not a whole lot warmer. Although the skies are clear and beautiful, and we still have 2 days before they pick snow. So we will definitely be home in time. Ciao for now. Traveling through the U.S. Okanagan and the orchards that are all silent as we head close to winter. This is always one of my favorite areas to ride, and I'm so glad that this year we actually got to come home this way. It's such a great way as we make our final miles towards home. As we ride into the small towns and into Winthrop, you can find some very detailed history videos from the 2023 riding season, where we camped and rode through this area, down towards the Grand Coulee Down, and looked at some of the ghost towns along the way. The Metho Valley has a tremendous historical and geological past. It is a beautiful area with a long ranching past. Heading into the Cascades, the temperature dropped down to about 4 degrees. It was 4 in the afternoon as we passed the lakes with a couple stops and some photos at one of our favorite spots overlooking the Diablo Dam. As we arrive into Canada and the sun begins to set, it is a serendipitous moment in time as we draw an end to this series on what we have considered to be an epic and beautiful adventure. And we are looking forward to all of our furry critters and seeing the family. I feel so lucky to be able to do these trips and share the fun and experience, the ups, the downs, and everything that goes with traveling on the road with my husband, my best friend, my work partner. We spend all of our time together, and through a lot of laughs and teasing, I wouldn't have it any other way. Enjoy the slideshow of some of our favorite moments, and you can find the rest of the videos of this series on my playlist, Riding Across America, on the channel. With the 2025 motorcycle season upon us, we've already started our plans for this riding season, and I hope you join along. I do have one final thought on this new bike. I am looking forward to changing out the OEM tires. They've been pretty good in general, but my only complaint would be some wandering or a bit of a wiggle at certain speeds that has been pretty consistent since I rode this bike out of the showroom. We've double-checked the balance on the tires, played with the tire pressure, but in all my years of riding, I do think something is up with that front tire, specifically, or perhaps even a fault within the tire itself. Regardless, they have dealt with some crazy temperature differences and have been reliable. I'm leaning towards switching these Anarchy Adventures to the Dunlop Trail Max Missions. I truly never thought I would get off my RS street bike, and I had the Road Pilot 6 tires, which I felt far more confident on and off-road, including really slippery, mucky conditions. And I felt better on that street bike than I do on these particular tires. That has nothing to do with the bike, it's the feeling of the tires. This bike has an incredible handling and balance, and I do actually like the ride far better than the RS. I never thought I would say that. It's easier, it's more relaxing, and we can hit further and farther miles in a day with less exhaustion on these longer trips. I do have a hunch this is just a faulty tire, and that has caught me by surprise more than a few times, and that has happened in the past on one of our other bikes, so I am suspect. But either way, I'm going to make the switch and the comparison, and I do want a slightly more aggressive off-road tire regardless. The joys of finding a tire for our individual preferences that can do most surfaces pretty well has been a challenge that the tire companies, I think, have done a pretty good job with, in my opinion. Please enjoy the rest of this slideshow, and as always, thank you for watching. And don't forget to live your adventure, and we will see you on the road.
I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be One day I'll be
Many thanks to all of you that have joined along on this adventure. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next season.